relationship you've had with Bud. And so I just hit him up like, hey man, what's some questions, if you were interviewing Shakur, what's some questions you would have? One question he told me to ask you was, how do you feel you've been marketed and promoted thus far in your career?
I mean, I feel like I've been marketed pretty well and promoted pretty well. I think that I do a good job marketing and promoting myself. I'm good at like putting my business out there. I'm good at selling the biggest fights. Put me in one of the biggest fights. I bet you that I have so many different people wanting to watch just because of what I done said or what I done told them. So the difference is like I'm not like one of the people that don't believe in what I'm selling. Like I really truthfully tell y'all right now that I think that I'm the best fighter in boxing. That's my opinion. I believe that. You know, the world got their choice whether they want to follow it or, but they gonna see.
This is one.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Shakur Stevenson gets asked the $1 million question: how has he been promoted? And this question apparently comes from Terence Crawford. Very interesting stuff. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Shakur Stevenson, brand new, spanking new interview with the Pivot podcast. Shout out to them brothers. And Shakur Stevenson talked about a variety, a litany of different things during this interview. He says he feels he's the best fighter in all of boxing. And he says that he's not just saying it. He said some people will sell a fight, but they don't really believe what they're saying. He said, I truly believe what I'm saying. And you kind of get that energy from Shakur when he talks or, you know, in a fight build up, things like that. He really believes that he's the nicest. He said even this ruffled people's feathers at the time, but even said that he believes, I think he said if he was the same size of Canelo, he would beat Canelo, right? Things like that. So definitely a confident fella, as he should be. You know, my thing is this: why would you play any sport? Why would you get into anything? Like, it's not even playing a sport. Like, I do camera work and rap and do different things. And I know I'm the best. So it's like, why would you get into those, like dabble in these different things if you're not serious about it? I don't know. I don't believe in wasting time. So I feel Shakur Stevenson. It doesn't make sense to say you're a photographer or videographer and you're not honing your skills. I told you, when it comes to this boxing stuff, I'm the new Musashi. I got this on lock. You know, ain't nobody better than me. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. So I ain't mad at Shakur Stevenson for feeling the type of way. He's an Olympian. He's accomplished. He's right in front of opponents. People have trouble hitting him. Ring IQ, offense, defense. He's a complete fighter. Now, he did talk about Frank Martin. And if you want me to make a separate video about what he said about Frank Martin, in the comment section, just type Frank Martin. If you guys, enough of you guys leave the comment that says Frank Martin, I'll make a video. Because listen, at the end of the day, the fans run the channel. So whatever y'all want, if y'all want that work, then just type Frank Martin. I'll be able to see it in the comment section and get the content pumping on that subject. But the host on the Pivot podcast said, speaking of Terence Crawford, I hit him up, said we have Shakur Stevenson is finna be a guest on the show. And if you were to ask Shakur Stevenson a question, then what's a good question for Shakur Stevenson, basically? So this is what he said, a dialogue and conversation he had with Terence Crawford. And he said, so Crawford told me to ask you this: how do you feel that you've been marketed and promoted? And ironically, like, if you watch this, I played it, but if you watch it, you'll be able to see the mannerisms and whatnot. Shakur Stevenson heard this comment from Terence Crawford and immediately he laughed. Now, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but the way the sequence of events, hey, Terence Crawford asked me, I told him to to present a question. I talked to Crawford. He said, ask you this. And then the fact that Shakur knew the question came from Bud and he immediately laughed as his first response, it really made me feel a type of way, like there was an inside joke. So first of all, credit to Crawford. That was a good question. You know, Crawford, maybe he should start a YouTube channel because that was a solid question. And I would be curious at the answer. So I was curious to see how Shakur was finna answer it. And I thought it was a great question from Bud. And the reason why I feel that it's possibly an inside joke is because we know Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson are folks. Like that's his partner, that's his big bro, that's his friend, right? So having that relationship and then him asking that particular question to me is very interesting, given the relationship of Terence Crawford and his former promoter, Top Rank, and Bob Arum. And that happens to be the same people that Shakur Stevenson is aligned with right now. And as we know, Terence Crawford, at a point, he had brought a complaint, like a lawsuit complaint, towards his old promoter and said that Top Rank purposefully didn't promote him. And, you know, there's a racial bias and things like that. And they didn't market him in the right way. And that was interesting to me, that out of all the questions Crawford could have came up with, that's the one he asked Shakur, and then Shakur immediately laughs. I don't know if you think I'm reading too far into it. Let me know in the comment section. But to me, I thought it was a great question. And Shakur, you guys heard at the beginning, he answered it civil. He says, yeah, I think I've been promoted very well. But then instead of talking about his actual promoter, Top Rank, he instead kind of said, I'm a good self-promoter. You put me in the biggest fights, And then he kind of trailed off on how he's a self-promoter, which to me is interesting because you're with Top Rank right now. And I believe you don't have many fights left with Top Rank. And in another podcast interview, they asked you about that and said, hey, yo, are you going to consider other options when you become a free agent? And he was like, absolutely. He actually cussed and said like HE double hockey stick. No, I'm not going to just not explore my options. So I don't know. I'm anxious to see what is in store for Shakur Stevenson in the future, because just if you add it up, you know, and it could be something, it could be nothing. We'll see over time. Shakur Stevenson, he seems like, I don't know, even though he answers civilly, it seemed like there's a little bit more to me. Like Shakur, and I've said this, Shakur is in almost the same exact position as Terence Crawford. They both could fight southpaw. They both are terrific. They both are very hard to beat. And that's evident by their undefeated records. But in my personal opinion, like Crawford, when he was with Top Rank, he should have been making buku bucks, because when he was on the label, he was the best. He was the best fighter they had, like in my opinion, you know, because there was no Inoue. And even I would still rate Crawford over Inoue based on his overall body of work, moving up weight classes, and how easy he's making his fights. Plus, like, Inoue is a great fighter, but Inoue had a broken orbital and jaw or nose or something versus a 40-year-old Donaire. Ain't no person broke Crawford's nose and stuff like that and broke it and had him like eating crazy shots. I mean, the Errol Spence fight, he made it look easy, to be honest, the way it played out. So now, fast forward, you got Shakur, who's kind of Bud 2.0, terrific fighter. He has an upcoming fight with Edwin De Los Santos. The promotion has been a bit light to me. I think the promotion has been just a little bit light. Like, I don't think at this point, I haven't seen a blood, sweat, and tears, and they're fighting in 10 days or something. You know what I mean? And Shakur Stevenson is an amazing talent and an Olympian. So I don't know. I really don't know. Like, but when it comes to Tyson Fury, that on ESPN, that's all you hear about. Tyson Fury and Ngannou, or Tyson Fury is fighting Dillian White, and like Tyson Fury seems to get the major promotion and the bigger checks. Like he's got a crazy deal when he was with ESPN, or being with ESPN and Top Rank. And same thing with Lomachenko. Like, you always hear about Lomachenko, but what we don't hear is the fact that Lomachenko was called out by Shakur Stevenson, and he decided he doesn't want to fight for the rest of the year. But he was the highest ranked guy at the WBC. So really, in my view, there was no reason for him not to fight Shakur Stevenson. So more on this later. Subscribe to my channel. I'm the best in the business. Shakur, he kept it civil and answered the question. Thought it was a very good question by Crawford. Let me know what you guys think and how Shakur answered it. Do you think there's something to it? What do you think he'll do in the future? For more boxing news, this is your one-stop shop. My name is Ego, Boxingego. Subscribe, it's free. And I'm introducing Super Thanks right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.